All right, so welcome again to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for joining me. And I want to speak a little bit about the Peter Lee Vassell, who played, and also Devon Speedy Williams. They all played last night, and as you know, the Reggae Boyz traveled. They're actually on the flight now, so I'm not sure if these guys marry up with the other set of Reggae Boyz to move to Japan for the friendlies. We're still unsure. There's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. But what we do know is that the plane is on tour, is on board, I should say, and the flight is off. Now, secondly, before I go in any more details, smash that like button, and I would advise you to subscribe to join the military squad, because we are building a very, very good platform here. We're trying to move forward with an unbiased show where we can air our concern and also speak about things that are happening on a professional level, rather than as you know, the more holistic idea or approach to certain things. But we have to approach everything on a professional level, because that is the only way we can actually get better and see progress. But we're going to speak about Mexico. So last night I witnessed Mexico's game, and I was much impressed because it was a dominant performance from Mexico, showing that they still have the guile. They face off against Iceland, in which they defeated Iceland 2-1. One of those goals came from an own goal from Alvarez. No, people can say that this Mexico team is the so-called B team, but what I can do tell you is that they really played some very, very good progressive football, create a lot of chances, but they weren't scoring. I think that's actually one of the issues that I actually had throughout the game, because they are creating a lot of chances, but they weren't scoring. Now, when the danger man himself came on, Lozano, as you all know, they brought on a few of the first team players on the 63rd minute, and Lozano was included in that. But in the same sense, Lozano came on and scored 2 goals. So in all essence, Mexico scored 3 goals on the day to take away the win, 2-1, in which, you know, one is an own goal. But what that is telling me is that they do have the firepower on the pitch and also off the pitch to get the job done. As I said, people will say the first team that started is a B team, but if you should take a more in-depth look on the team, you will definitely see players that are first team players in the first team as well. Now, you could also look on the bench and you see a lot of first team players on the bench. But that is a lot of context. But so what the question is, they faced off against Iceland, which is ranked 52, and Mexico, which is ranked 11th. A lot of people didn't know that. Ranked 11 in the world football right now, soon break into the top 10. And this is the level that we as the Reggae Boyz trying to go at. We're 45, and if you should compare 11 to 45, that's a vast gap, a very, very vast gap. And if you should think about everything, most of the players that they field in that friendly was actually European players that are playing in Europe. That I said most. Now, the only issue is this now with the Mexican team is that they will only get stronger when they include the other players that are coming in. So that is one thing that us as the Reggae Boyz have to look for. And at this moment, we all know that Mexico is a champion for the CONCACAF. They are the bulldogs in CONCACAF. They dominate in CONCACAF. So that's the first food for thought. So let's see if the Reggae Boyz can lift their game on a perspective of quality, team, and all those things, and see how well we can go forward. Because I was looking at analytic and transfer market. I think the Japan under 24 squad value is like 100 and something million, and the Reggae Boy value that we're going to bring to face them is ranking at like about 11 million. I think it's in euros, 11 million euros. And Japan team, the under 24 team, is almost 100 million. But let's put it at that. Japan is ranking at 28, so we know that we have another gap right there to fill. So we'll see how that one goes. Winning these games, I think, people can also consider that gap is closing. So that is the reason why I think these games are very, very important to how we want to move forward. Because the only thing I can see is a win. If I don't see a win, I'm going to be upset. We have to think as fans. But in the same sense, we have to think about what these guys are doing, the work that these guys are putting in. And then now we look at the administration. The administration has a lot to do with JFF. But let's get back to the old value of what Mexico did. They put in a solid performance at over 70% possession against Iceland. For their second goal, they had the ball for up to 5 minutes without Iceland touching the ball when they got it in the back of the net. A solid, dominant performance, people. 76% possession, I think they completed the game with. And Iceland only had like, that's what, 24? And that's not good. Is that 24? No, that's actually 14. Am I getting it wrong? But anyways, they had a minimal amount of possession in the same sense. Now, next player I want to speak about, as I said, put that aside, Mexico looking dominant. Let's see how well we want to approach the CONCACAF Gold Cup. But another thing, I should have said it earlier, they featured most of their core players, which means that they are actually, you can see a project. You can see patterns of play. You can see a system. You can see a style of play in how Mexico deployed in that game. Let's see if the Reggae Boyz can do the same. Let's see if we can see something similar to that. Put it in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think that the Reggae Boyz can implement something like that and a system, style of play, and all these type of things that we want to see as fans? And definitely, I think the players do want to see that as well, because it's very frustrating to play dogged football for an entire 90 and then turn around and lose the game. So I think the Reggae Boyz would definitely want to play a bit more expansive and showcase their skill and their talent. Now, next player I want to speak about is actually Lee Vassell. Well, Lee Vassell had the pre-assist. I think they would record it as pre-assist. The true ball that went to the striker where he received the penalty. But you can consider that as the pre-assist because he played the ball. But in some sense, I think like in the Premier League, they would consider that as pre-assist. If you're playing FPL, they would consider that as an assist. Yeah, I think they would consider it as an assist. But definitely, Lee Vassell, he didn't look the sharpest, but he still has the technical ability. You can see the raw technical ability. You can also see the passes, intricate passes that he was playing. Very, very good game. I don't have the stats with me today. I really do apologize for that. I'm just speaking from what I see. You can see that he needs a bit more sharpness to be fully going at the level that he wants to be. Now let's move over to the next player. Now the question I should ask: do you think that Lee Vassell will link up with the Reggae Boyz squad to make that move and get into Japan? We don't know, because all of the team was actually in Miami. I think last night they arrived in Miami and they deployed this morning. But next player I want to move on to is Speedy Williams. Another solid performance from Speedy again. I can't say I am not surprised with the consistency in his performance, because we do know how he have that level of quality, but I am hoping that he can continue on the same side with those technical ability and what he's doing. I'm a bit saddened that I didn't see Joshan Anglin coming off the bench quite a few games now. He's getting small amount of minutes. I'm hoping that he can force himself into the first team, because I do know that he has something to offer. Lamar Walker is still out. Hopefully it's not for long and he can be back fully fit. Later I'll be checking on the next two games, which will comprise of Andre Blake, Corberg and those guys. Let's see if they will be available or these guys will make the trip to the Japan. I doubt it though, because we know that they have the club commitment to stick to. But guys, essence of this video is to speak about Mexico and how well they look, how structured they look. I'll be looking on how the USA Today. So basically this video is like a opposition review, looking at the opposition and see what they have to bring, because as an analyst we have to look at what the opposition has to offer. It's not only what we have to offer, but we also have to look at what they have to offer. We can see that they're having issues in the fullback position. We can also target in that area, but we know that they have other players to come in. But I am looking for areas in which I think, hopefully Mr. Whitmore himself watched that game. I'm hoping that we can see the areas in which we can break them down. They play a high press football, so I think it's integral that we play someone with a lot of pace up top who can get in behind and create some havoc for them, because they do play good football, but they play a high press football in which they bomb forward with both fullbacks. And if we could use strikers or wingers to loiter in those in behind the fullback in those far wide spaces and launch the ball in those channels, we can see some joy from that. So that is one of the things that I've seen. But it's different from talking and doing. It's two different things, because we can say that we should do it, and then when they're on the pitch, they press us so high, we're not capable of doing those long balls. So let's hope we can do that. People, thank you very much for tuning in. Later I'll be doing another review and see how, if Cord Burke and also Andre Blake turn up, and see what they have to offer. I definitely think that Kemar Tasselaris did put on a good performance as well, so he had a great noticeable shout. And Alvas Paul won't be traveling. Let's see if Alvas Paul deal will be go over the line and see what he has to offer there. So people, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Military Guna TV. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Smash that like button, and as I said before, please hit the subscribe button to join the military squad, because we're building a strong, solid platform of being unbiased and analyzing football on the right contextual level in which we can say is deemed acceptable. Not only being hyping up players when they don't play well. We have to criticize these players, but we have to be constructive with our criticism. So people, thank you very much again. Military Guna TV, and guess what? I am out.